couple years ago, I went into the woods by myself. Spent 4 days in the woods by myself, no tent, 2 gallons of water, no food, and I had a conversation with God and nature, and I faced a bunch of fears. One being in the middle of the woods by myself at night
With no tent.
with no tent,
No
right?
fire.
Right, nothing.
Nothing.
It was wild and scary and interesting and so beautiful. And the big lesson there was it's time to come back home. Right? What got you to the dance, what got you to be what people know as Preston Smiles is that beautiful, kind heart that is spirit-led. And you took that and packaged it and made it warrior-led. And like that, you used your warrior energy to build. But we're calling you back home. We're gonna let the spirit part of you lead first, and we'll still have the king and the warrior and all the other parts of you, but we're gonna have the spirit one lead. And I got the hit that I needed to write this book, Spiritual Millionaire. And the craziest part is as I'm writing the book, I have to. One of my philosophies is elevation requires separation. Right? You can't have both. You can't keep your old life and have the new one.
Yeah.
Can't hold on to the side of the pool and swim. Something's got to give. And so I realized that for the time it would take for me to write this book, I had to give up a bunch of stuff. And while I did that, everything sort of crashed. And I started making the least amount of money I had in 10 years, right? While I'm writing this book.
Yeah.
So I'm writing a book about money, abundance, and spirit's like, let's see how abundant you are. Let's see if you can live these principles when you're at your lowest. And it got to the point where I had to lay off about 7 employees.
Wow.
And here's the craziest part, bro. I get them all on the call, and I explain what's happening. I said, hey, we'll swing back around when it's time. But right now, I need to let all of you go. You know what they said? Perfect. You don't pay us, but we still work for you.
Wow.
And they stayed. They stayed. And they kept working.
Wow.
Without pay. And that was another moment where I was like, they were like, you don't get it. You're not just our boss. You don't just pay our bills. You've helped us with our life. You've been a demonstration. You've been a father figure. You've taught us stuff that is invaluable. You think we're going to leave because of some thousands of dollars? Absolutely not.
Wow.
And they just stayed. And then I got back on track, and then I just paid them.
So then once the book came out, or once you got
Yeah.
done writing the book, abundance began to flow back to you.
Correct.
Wow.
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just a test.
Yeah.
Just a test.
Yeah.
So where are you being tested right now?
I think it's still in the yeah, there it is. So one of the beautiful things about people like you and I, but I'll speak for me, is that I'm constantly blessed with a lot of ways in which I could peel the onion. And saying no to the good so I can say yes to the great is one of the most challenging things ever. There are opportunities knocking at my door constantly, and things that are like, hey, we're still here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh, I want to do that. But what does that take away from? Right? And so staying disciplined enough for the discipline to feel like blisscipline is one of my biggest challenges. And expanding the what's possible in my business is the other piece. Because Bridge for 10 years has been Alexi and I. Well, now we have 23 apprentices.
Wow.
And they all are saying, I want to lead this in London. I want to lead this in Australia. I want to lead this here. I want to lead this there. And so I'm having to elevate to a different part of me that's not just the guy who owns the business but also bakes the pies, but the guy who owns the business, bakes the pies sometimes, but is teaching other people to bake the pies so that I can step fully out and it does what it does. Right?
So as you elevate, you talked about this separation and elevation, this dichotomy there. What are you struggling to separate from? Like, is it significance of leading the event? Is it delegation to others that aren't going to maybe be able to deliver it at the quality you were able to deliver it at? Like, there's got to be things you're wrestling with as you elevate.
It's time.
It's time.
Time. Because our kids, as you know, they'll take all the time. And so if you ask me, so let's say you ask me, Preston, what's your goal? Like, dream goal. My dream goal is to be the soccer coach and the basketball coach and at every ballet practice or recital and just in the details of my kid's life in such a way that I'm like, not bored, but like they become the same level of holding it down that I do for clients and everybody else. I am in the full pocket with all of their lives. And right now, I would say I feel like I'm more at like 80%. But I want that to be 99, right? And so...
Why not 100?
Because they need space.
They need space.
They
just
need,
1%.
Yeah, they
just
need
a little bit.
They need space to just not have me right there all the time, right? And so, delegating and creating the thing that puts my family, not just my immediate family, but my mom and my sister in a position where they never have to work again, that's the place I'm going to. And right now I have a whole bunch of pieces on the board that equal millions. But I want maybe 1 to 2 pieces that equals 30 million.
Yeah.
Instead of 7 that equals 5.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. You want to go big on one thing.
Correct.
Not small on a bunch of things that equal big. You want to go huge on one thing.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's interesting because I've wrestled with this notion of this addition bias, right? As we're scaling, as we're growing, we think the way to get more is to say yes. And then we look up and we have 7 opportunities on our plate.
Yes.
And they're all interesting, but they're not super compelling.
Yep.
But they're all successful, but they're not fulfilling. And so as you've done this, how have you learned to say no to stuff?
Yeah.
And like you have to.
Yeah. I mean, that's bottom line. Like, even just the amount of podcasts that I get asked to be on.
I
It's
bet.
like, and I'm like, feel so, like, I'm like, oh, that's such a good person. But it's like, okay, well, that hour and a half takes away from all this other stuff that you say matters to you. So, no. I think I've just gotten good at not letting things stick to me. Right? To observe but not absorb is one of my biggest practices. So I'm a bleeding heart, as you can tell, and so are you, right? Like, some people just really love humans and are like, so like, oh.
How can I serve? Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. How can I? Yeah. Exactly. Right. So I used to say no and then be like, well, actually, maybe it's not a full no.
Yeah.
Maybe just reach out to me in 3 more months and then I will be a yes. And I like bend my no.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, hey, thank you so much. Like, I genuinely appreciate that you would want me on your X, Y, and Z, or that you want me to help you with this thing. I am not available for that right now, but I just want you to know I think you're dope.
Yeah.
And then, woof,
Let
clean,
it go.
right?
Yeah.
Let it go.